Welcome to Model Steam Engines for Beginners, Part 13, How a Boiler Feed Pump Works. In reality, most feed pumps on model steam engines, and a lot of them on the full size, work in the same way. They are simple lift pumps. This one is a crankshaft-driven pump, and it's driven off the crankshaft of a large steam engine, a large model steam engine. Alternatively, the ram of the pump could be directly coupled to a steam cylinder, like in a weir-type pump. So how do these pumps work? All it is a piston, as you can see here, moving in and out, and a couple of valves that are located in the valve chest on the side of the cylinder. The water comes in at the bottom and goes out at the top. In order to have a closer look at the valve arrangement, I'm dismantling the pump. This fancy thing at the top is not just a cap that fits over the valve chest. This is an air reservoir, and its function is to stop the water from knocking. Once a column of water starts to move, it will physically move the pipes. And if you pump it round a pipe circuit, it makes a noise, like in the plumbing of an old house. The air chamber just acts as a damper, because air is compressible and water isn't. Modern central heating systems still use an air chamber to stop this knocking. In most small lift pumps, there are a pair of stainless steel ball valves. There's one at the bottom and one at the top. And the function of the bottom valve is to admit water but not let the water return down the feed pipe, and the function of the top ball is to let water out to the boiler but not to allow the water to be pulled back into the cylinder by the piston. And just in case you didn't get that first time round, the piston moves backwards, and that draws water into the pump cylinder. Then it reverses direction and it goes forwards. This pushes the water out of the top valve because it cannot go back into the feed pipe because there is a ball in the way. This particular boiler feed pump is a Stuart 5A pump, and it has a slightly different valve in the top. It's like a poppet valve, almost like a car valve on a cylinder. And you can see from this demonstration I have the bottom part in some water, and as I move the piston back and forth you will see that it pumps water out of the top. So I'm sure you will now look at lift pumps in a different way. When you see them working like this and see the little squirt coming from the pipe, every time the piston moves back and forth in the cylinder, it's pulling in from the bottom and pushing out at the top. Clever, isn't it? The travel of the valves is generally limited on lift pumps, so they return to where they're supposed to be quickly. And if I put my fingers over the end of this pipe and squeeze it as hard as I cannot stop the water coming out. So they're a very primitive pump, but they're very, very efficient, and there's not much to go wrong. That's how a boiler feed pump works. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful.